Well, hello and welcome, people of the internet, to another adventure. My name is Ganyonz, and I am excited for this one today. This is Deck of Souls. Of course, if you are in the know, a play on Dark Souls. So Deck of Souls, they claim to be a Souls-like deck builder. So we'll see how that plays into it. But I do know this game has a very, I don't know if it's necessarily in-depth, but I'm going to say intricate system of equipment, where there's a lot of stats that you don't usually see being buffed by equipment. But let's go ahead, take a look. There's also a very in-depth customization system where we should be able to change like the look of our character, all that kind of stuff. So looks like here, at least to start, our equipment is static. I'm sure we'll have ways of increasing that in the future. We have our strength, intelligence, constitution, endurance, and flux. Flux increases the amount of weight you can wear and the cards you can hold in your hand. So maybe this increases max hand size. Increase the amount of stamina, which is the main card resource. Okay, so we have our mana. Constitution is increase the damage you can take before succumbing to death. That number is terrifying. Increases the red card bonus. Interesting. And what do we have here? Warm-up. When a fight starts, increase your power by 1. Requirement strength of 1. Okay, let's jump in. So let's pick our class. Oh, I think that was our class. I think so. There will be other classes. I think in the demo. Hang on. I want to go back real quick. Hold on. Hold the phone. Here we go. So St. Town here. I know that this is a class. I was reading on the Steam page. So I believe there are other classes you'll be able to pick in the full game. And I didn't mention it before. This game is coming out very soon. For me, that's a couple days. For you guys, it will probably be already out by the time that this video releases. It's releasing on June 20th. So go by with whatever day this video releases. Rolled deck. So I'm assuming that these are the random cards we're getting. I don't know if there's any kind of basic card system, but we'll take a look at them as we get in. And I'm going to, once we see, we're here. Let me just adjust the volume real quick. I don't know about for you guys. For me, that is quite loud. Okay. The Undead King. It worked! Are you alright? I am weak. There is no time, James. I know. The Vizier prepared some dummies for you to spar in your equipment. Well, I guess there is time for me to spar and practice. And James, we are sorry. It is not my place to forgive atrocities. So we're this cool little Wolverine-looking guy. Don't know exactly what we're going to be doing. Didn't even recognize what the class was, so we'll see. My lord, as the king said, there's no time. Since your body is weak, we've prepared a small target practice. Get to it. I've captured a skeleton without arms. It should provide a good warm-up. Proceed. Adversity imminent. All right, let's see what we got. Drag your cards from your hand to the card container. Each enemy has 2 card containers. This one has the card the enemy played against you. This one has the card that you will play against the enemy. Oh, so we only get... Wait, so we only get 1 action a turn? And what is this? This is this resource plus 2? Heal 4 points of stamina. Block 5 points of damage. So I'm going to make the assumption this is stamina. This is probably the stamina cost. Don't know what the symbol in the top left is. Although there are different types, clearly. Instant card is played instantly. You can only draw this card once per battle. Okay, so I'm assuming that a card like this, for example. Let's see if we drag it up here. Yep, that uses 3. Now, can I... Okay, so once it's in there, I can't take it back out. Yeah, so a card like this Drink Potion, it would just... I'm assuming it would get used up and clear this immediately. So let's go ahead and end turn. So it looks like we attack first. We get a little bit more stamina at the end of battle. We have our health up here. Not sure what these numbers are. Maybe floors? Perfect. Let's try the same with multiple enemies. And from what I've heard, this game has a lot of RPG elements as well. So there's going to be some story beats that we can actually choose what happens. And depending on how you interact with characters, they will impact your run differently, which is kind of interesting. So we don't see what the card is. I'm assuming that basically what they're trying to imply is that both attack is going to do 1 damage, and maybe there's like a hidden debuff that we don't see, perhaps. But this did say +2, and the last lightning bolt only costs 3. Cards cost stamina to be used. Cards have the stamina cost at the top right corner. Yep, that might need to go up a little bit. But yeah, we got the idea. Your stamina is the green bar, and you can read its value at the bottom left. Yeah, so some of these highlights are definitely off, and this definitely should have been at the first battle. But here we are. Empty card holders will restore stamina. Wait, empty card holders will restore stamina at the end of your turn. Oh, got it. Because I blew up the card, I can't see it, but it's pointing to this. Gotcha. So if the okay, I see. So if we use them, nothing happens. But if they're empty, we get 2 stamina back. Got it. Got it. Deal 5 points of damage to all enemies for 3 turns. Okay. There we go. We kill you. Yeah, so right now, these attacks are only doing blank 1 damage, so we'll see when we have more intricate attacks how that works. Yep, let's do it. We're good. We know how to play card games. He rushes to you, ready to fight. Adversity imminent. Alright, so we have the undead... Wait, I gotta kill the king? You're hitting me for 16? Brother. Okay. You have 4 points of damage, draw a card. For only 1? That's not bad. We could set up a blizzard. I think I need to do... Now the question is, so if I do this, right? Evade the next attack. So I'm going to do this regardless. What I want to see is, does the second attack on this count as... Like, is this all 1 attack, or is this 2 attacks? That is the proper way to word that statement. Let us see. Deal 8 points of damage for 2 turns. Okay. So then I'm assuming it's not going to... Well, interesting. So it says for 2 turns. I don't see anywhere, though, like, a status indicating that... Let's see. Souls. Your deck. I don't see anywhere... I'm assuming this is a fight we're supposed to lose, quite honestly. I don't see anywhere where it indicates that we're going to get hit this turn. So we'll see, assuming that happens. Wait, so I have no cards left? Replenish with your original deck once it runs out of cards. Well, we are out of cards. So so then what happens if I do this? Oh, I just keep drawing it? Okay. Okay, well, let's set this up to deal you 3. Actually, is that reasonable or is that stupid? No, it's fine, because I can use that to gain stamina next turn. So he just played a card that gained him stamina? Maybe the enemies use cards that we can use, because the enemy doesn't have any stamina. And I don't know what this symbol is. Let's go ahead and... Actually, do I want to do that this turn? I kind of want to wait. Well, I can't wait. Okay. Okay, I definitely wish that I could pull the card out of here. If I wanted to change my mind. And let's see, discard pile. I also wish that I could see what the last card is my opponent played. So you're hitting me for a crazy amount of damage. Okay, let's just set up another blizzard. Oh, okay. I just realized. So when we evaded the attack that said deal damage over 2 turns, I wonder if it basically nullified the first attack, because we didn't end up taking damage of the second one. Dealing 7. Now, does this stack? I don't think this has multiple stacks. I think this would just go... So if I did this turn, this would just go to 5. Okay, so honestly, I'm just going to keep stacking this. Oh, no. I can set up multiple stacks. Okay. Good to know. And then how did we get more stamina? Do we just recover stamina at the end of every turn? You're blocking this turn. So let's just go ahead and heal some and heal stamina. We can set up another blizzard. It might be the class we chose. Well, we were given. I find it kind of... well, actually, these are all random cards, too. So we're kind of like an ice and lightning deck, which is weird. I thought we were going to have more attacks that dealt with our claws. But I don't have any... yeah, I don't have anything to block. So I don't know. Okay, now we can see if I'm assuming it's going to give us one of these little indicators once it hits us. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so because we evaded the first one, we didn't get this symbol. Makes sense. Let's go ahead and heal, recover our stamina. So the one card a turn... well, actually, it's only one card a turn because there's one enemy. Eventually, we'll be able to play multiple cards a turn, right? Once we have multiple enemies. And, of course, our deck is very small. It's literally these 5 cards. So, right now, there's not a whole lot of game to be played. But we will figure it out here soon. We will end up figuring out what the game does. But tutorial wants to go through this whole fight. This is definitely a long fight just to start out. Not that it's not difficult or anything. It's just kind of long and a little grueling, to be completely frank. But all of the, like, stylistically, like, all these cards look cool. They're easy to read. I got no complaints there. Now let's just kill you. You know, we have some cool effects on our character here. I'm definitely interested... oh, okay. That didn't kill? Okay, well, we can just do this to kill you. Definitely interested to take a look at the equipment system. As expected, even in this weak state of yours, state your powers, but how? We've wasted enough time. Yes, you're right. The Vizier has added some base equipment for you to get going. We're very deep beneath the ground, and the crypts are full of corridors. This is as far as I can go. The farther I walk from my grave, the weaker I feel. There is one more thing I can do to empower you. Please accept my ring. Godspeed, champion. Starting items received. Deck improved. Well, thank goodness for that. But I don't have any equipment. Okay, so nothing is really changed. Still got to pick St. Talon. Got it. Here's our new deck. So we have Smoke Bomb now, which is 6 mana. Gain stealth. Game, don't know what stealth is. You gotta... I'm assuming it just means we can't be attacked, but you need to put that there. Banish and Aperture. Draw this card at the beginning of a combat. Okay, so it means it starts in our hand. We can only draw it once per turn, or once per battle. Create and play 3 random cards. Interesting. Sneak attack. When stealth becomes instant and double this card's effect. That's pretty good. Okay, interesting. So now we're kind of like a okay. I am not sure how this combat is working. Oh, okay. This is different. Okay, so we have our equipment now. Do we have like boots or helmet? We have a dagger. I don't even know. Is that even equipped? Okay. We have cards. So we got to figure out how it plays first to understand the context of this. But, so you can see here on the side, there's a whole bunch of stats going on, right? So like your hand size, card draw, damage absorption, all this stuff. This is stuff that I am not used to seeing in a deck builder. So, of course, we have our HP. We have our stamina. We already did that. Stamina regen, so we get 2 a turn. God, that's why we're recovering 2. So you can get bonus stamina, basically. Damage absorption stacks multiplicatively, not additively. This means that if you have 2 items that give 50% damage absorption, the final result will be 75%. Okay. That makes sense. We have max hand size, I'm assuming. Red card bonus? Okay. We should definitely have tooltips on all these because I have no idea. Like passive bonus, no idea. Gold card, no idea what that is. So like there's a scale. So this is weight, how much cost, damage. Okay, let's jump into a round. Let's see what's going on. So I suppose we're going to the map. Yeah, I can't click on anything else. Let's go to the map. All right, so at this point we got, let's see, can I scroll the map? WASD? Nope. I can't scroll. Okay, I wish I could see the full map so that way I could get a full view of the entire map. I don't even know how big it is. So let's see. We'll probably go, like, I don't know what this is. Unknown. Okay. So it's probably just a random thing. All right, well, let's go ahead and go into a fight. Right, okay, just starting way out the gate like craziness. Heal 1 point of damage, heal 4. Instant draw a card, gain 3 times the cost of the card's block. Evade the next attack, that's probably pretty good. Create and play 3 random cards. This could be literally anything. I suppose that's the point. You each have 30 health? Okay. So, let's definitely dodge the next attack, because I really don't want to take this damage right now. Do we just do this? Do we just see what happens? Well, I guess we're going to. So we're going to be healing 1 point of damage, heal 4. Okay, so we get our stamina back, which is fine. 14 AoE, which is pretty solid, and draw 2 cards. Okay, I mean, totally fine. Hey, I will take... Wait. Did it take cards from my deck? It said create cards, but I'm not sure. I don't know my deck well enough to know if those were cards that I got from my own deck. Okay, so we're getting in for 10. So I did... Jesus, that's a lot of damage coming in, man. It's not cool. Is this instant? Oh, well, this is just busted. Oh, well, that's why it's not busted. Well, we can do this. This is busted. It's busted again. Okay, we had a way to get there. Yeah, it's absurd. Adversity surmounted. You have earned 749 dull souls. You dull buddy. You've gained a card. Do I click here? Oh, I do. Sneak attack. Create and play a random card. Zap 1. Add as many zap cards as zap value to your deck each time you shuffle it. Doesn't seem great. Autoplay. Play this card when you draw it. I don't think that's great either. Honestly, I don't think any of these are all too great. This is instant, though? We only have... Can I see my deck from here? I can. Okay. Because we only have the one way to turn... Let's see. To gain stealth. Sneak attack. Yeah, we only have one way to gain stealth. So once we're stealth, like, that's it. We only get one. Honestly, I don't feel like any of those are super great. Combat's left for the next power. Okay. We earn souls. Okay. Now, what do these do? There's also bright souls and radiant souls. But no dark souls. Okay, so we come back to camp. So we can change our equipment. Okay, so we're going to be able to change our equipment between fights. That's interesting. Let's go ahead and do another combat. At this point, I wasn't sure, but if the combat is... If they're going to be hitting that hard, I definitely want some bonfires. So... Sneak attack. Discover a random card that costs 4 or less, reduce it to 0, and add to your hand. Okay, so I feel like I'm going to be dodging this one for 20. 11 damage to everyone. And then I think I'm just going to Interesting. So I think this... Let's see. So do I do all these attacks? No. It's got to be me attack, then they attack, then this attacks, then this attacks? No. So I do all my attacks before they do. Okay. So... I still wish I knew what stealth was. Discover a random card and add to your hand. Okay, so discover is the same as Hearthstone. I figured that, but just want to make sure. Deal 9 points of damage. Empower this card by 5 times the number of times you played it this turn. Next turn damage is increased by 100%. Take 1,000 cuts. 14 is pretty... Wait, why is it buffed? Oh, because I have increased damage, maybe? Or maybe it's because of my stats from equipment. Not sure. The game hasn't fully explained equipment to me yet. See, that becomes instant, but I have, like... That costs so much. Wait, okay. Let's do this. Let's see. How does this read? You become invulnerable if you deal damage, lose stealth. So do we just... No, it only sticks around for 1 turn. There's no way this just sticks on us, right? We got to test this. So we gain 6 back. We take no damage because we're invulnerable. Okay, it is only 1 turn. I was going to say, that's busted if we could just set up like that. Oh, duh. This doesn't have banish, so we can just use it over and over again. Okay. This one does have banish, though. So that's kind of weird. No, I guess not, because we can do this, and then we have three left, so we can just go like this and kill everybody. Yeah, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. Okay, we're in more souls. We get a new card. Sneak attack, draw 2, gain 25 dull souls. It's kind of hard for us to get back up to 4, though, after we do that. Rush 6. After playing as many instant cards as the rush value on 1 turn, play this card. Okay, so basically it's just... Play this, deal 6 damage, deal 6 points damage to all enemies, draw a card. 3 mana, deal 6 to everyone. I don't know. I don't know what decks look like in this game. Let's go ahead and take the AoE. Why not? Okay, let's go to the well. We can level up, or... I'm not sure if we can do multiple of these. Oh, your Dull Souls on 1 more point. Okay, well, if this isn't Dark Souls, I don't know what is. Let's see here. So now we can just increase our basic ones now. So I wonder if we do. Okay, so it will show us what it's upgrading, if anything. Yeah, see, like red card bonus, I don't... Maybe it just means red cards do an additional damage, or like whatever stat they have, it increases by 1. Increase the blue card bonus. Okay. I think I'm just going to increase our hit points a little bit. Okay. And then we have equipment is still the same. Let's go ahead and go to the map. I suppose... Let's check out Unknown. Let's see what that does. A few dull souls rolled in place. A small blood ritual could... 10 points of damage for 500? Sure. Probably not the Soul Blacksmith. Soul Charmer. Let's see what the Soul Charmer is. After this battle, of course. Why are you Super Saiyan? Why did you turn Super Saiyan? Skeleton Soldier. Does that mean you're just a special soldier? Maybe? I think I'm probably just going to do this just for a big hit. And then let's see if we can gain some block. That's a lot of block. That's incredible. So, let's see, we're taking, what, 1925? So we're still taking 7, though. This is instant. It's not instant. Okay. So I think I kind of want to just set up for next turn, maybe. Yeah, let's just do this. I want to get some of my stamina back. Drawn cards. Deal 5 points of damage, increases value permanently by 2. So I wonder if... Oh, it's a banish card. That's weird. Oh, wait, no. It has banished because of the card. Got it. Cards become instant during this turn. Okay, that's kind of hot. And draw 2 cards? Like that. I think I'm going to turn the sound up just a touch. It was pretty loud to start, but now it's a little quiet. So we are at our max. Okay, so we can have 9 cards in hand. So we did figure that out from our stat window. Let's see here. We could gain more block. Honestly, since I have this now, I think we're gonna set up some stealth attacks here. So let's go ahead and heal up a little bit, gain a little bit of our stamina back. Let's just discover a random card. What the heck is this? While this is in your hand, decrease the wise value every time you add a card to your deck. When it reaches 0, this card is auto-played for free. 101 points of damage to all enemies. Interesting. Yeah, so... Okay, what I'm going to assume moving forward is... So you see here we have red card, blue card. I think anything that is in blue... Perhaps not this number. So this Wise 12 is kind of flashing black and purple. I think anything that's solid blue is what gets hit by the red card bonus, blue card bonus, I believe. Block 15 points of damage. That's pretty good. 1 mana for a big block. I think I'm just going to take that. After playing as many instant cards as the rush value, play this card. So if I could... Oh, right. Everything is instant this turn? Nuts! Oh, I'm not getting hit because I'm stealthed? Nuts! Let's see. So let's go ahead and attack everyone at instant speed. Oh, I only get 1 instant? It's not nuts. It's no longer nuts. Well, that's just ludicrous. Empower this card by 5 times the cards you played this turn. Okay, so I probably want to maybe just draw another card here. Man, I'm 2 cards off of getting that. Okay, I think I'm going to do this. Draw a card, make cost 0 for next turn, and then gain a bunch of armor. Cripple all... Okay, cripple does what? 50% less damage. They're almost dead. Increase the damage by time strike. Oh my god, there's so many keywords. Increase the damage of time strike by 3. I don't know what that means. Increase the damage of time strike by 3, but this is a card called Amplify. So is there another card called Time Strike? Either way, not picking that. This card deals 33 points of damage more on the first turn. Empower this card by 6. Sure. Okay, so I was going to say, this has to do, like, way less damage, right? Let's see, I can take out 2 enemies here. Just with this. Which is 7 damage. That brings you down to, what, 17? I don't think I have a way to do 17. That's 15. Why didn't this go... Oh, it probably counts up. That's why. Okay, so let's do that there. Not enough stamina. That's cute. Okay. I guess let's do that then. What happened? Why did that card go away? Not sure where my card went. Okay then. Well, then let's do that. That should be a killer, right? Wait, did it buff... It buffed the damage of my Raven card? Is that what it did? Not exactly sure. Okay, let's get our souls. Let's get our card. The deck is not empty. Draw 2. Add 13 poison to the target. I suppose that's fine. Okay, so I'm not sure why it keeps bringing us to camp every time. There's, like... I mean, there's nothing else to do here. Maybe eventually we'll unlock some stuff. I mean... Equipment, I would figure you'd want to just keep the same. Because it is all the same. I don't know. I'm not sure why it keeps bringing us back here. There's nothing to do. The Soul Charmer. So we could... Okay, so we spend souls to do something. We could create a... well, we don't have Bright or Legendary or Radiant Souls, so that sucks. We could create a rare card or remove a card from our deck. Is there anything we'd want to remove? Not really. Let's go ahead and make a rare card. Why not? Bloodlust. You increase card effects whenever you deal damage. Heal 1 point of stamina. The next card deals 1 point of damage more on the first turn. So, when it says the first turn, does that mean the first turn of the fight, or does that mean the first out of the card slots? Because I don't know, but either way, it doesn't seem that good. Only one? Deal 10 and then gain 10 points of block? Or just deal 13 and gain 25 dull souls? It's probably reasonable, right? Just what, 1 mana, 13 points of damage? Sure. Why not? Why not? Go to the well. I don't think I can level anything up. Yeah, I can't level anything up anyway. I think coming here just re-healed me. Few suspicious fellows lurk on the road. When they see you, they offer you a box. They claim they don't know what's in it, but they'll offer 200 dull souls. But it'll be worth the 200 dull souls it'll cost. Yeah. Let's take it. We get a katana. Okay. So now we have a new weapon. So what does this do exactly? So we get a new ability. Increase your power by 1, which is our old one. Or, once per battle, when a fight starts, create and draw the following card, Footwork. And can I see what Footwork is? No, it will not show me what Footwork is. Well, that's kind of a bummer. Well, we're going to have to just equip it and see what happens then. So, I'm assuming... Let's see, this is increasing our... What, red card bonus? So our red cards are going to get stronger? Is that right? Oh, wait. Whoa, okay, I can just equip both. Okay, well, that's pretty good. Okay, yeah, so the red card bonus is increasing... Wait, what? Okay, so the bonus is different, right? Because this was 11 and it went up to 12. Whereas this was 13 and went up to 15, as was this. So it's not a flat increase. Right? So it's not like 1 bonus equals 1 point. Sometimes it can equal 2, but I don't know what's making it deal 2 versus 1. Alright, mini boss time. Small shroom. And then what was Footwork? Block 5 points of damage, draw a card. And it's instant? Okay, that's not bad. No idea what you're doing. Can't tell. I guess this is reasonable to start with. Just get it out of the deck, do something silly. Draw 2, block 2 points of damage, increase the... Well, that doesn't matter. Discover a random card and add it to your hand. Alright, just draw 3. For 6 turn, damage is increased by 10. Ugh. Or just deal 26 points of damage. Which one is better? Probably this one, right? I don't know. This one could be absurd. Let's go 1,000 cuts. That could just be absurd. So we are poisoned. I mean, I guess we just do this. We're going to be taking a lot of poison damage, though. That's not fun. Okay, so this is instant, so we can go ahead and pop that. Heal 3 points of damage, heal 6 points of stamina. We're only gaining 4 points of stamina right now. We can go ahead and gain block from this, and then drink the potion to re-heal. We could add 15 points of poison, which is probably what we want to do. This is free, so let's just do this now. Combo. I'm assuming if it's not the first card. Playing combo card, increase your combo score. Combo cards have special effects when reaching a certain combo value. Combo value goes back to 0 at the start of the turn. Holy crap. So, heal 1 point of damage. I think I'm just going to take the other potion. And I'm going to go stealth. So, before this was 0 out of 6. So is that going to cause us to trigger? After playing as many instant cards as the rush value on one turn, play this card. We just played a card with instant on it, and this number didn't change. So I don't understand how that works. Now it went up. So maybe it's only if it's inherently instant? I do not know. I don't fully understand how it's going on. Okay, so you're probably, what, poisoning me again? Would be my assumption. I guess let's just go backstab. At this point, like, I can't play around with just drawing cards for free. He's just going to eventually kill me with poison in a couple turns. So, I'm assuming that poison goes around block, but I can't tell because there's no tooltip. So, we'd increase the power of this a little bit. So let's go ahead and draw a card. Hopefully, I was going to say, hopefully draw an instant. Yeah, see, so it ticks up when instant cards are played, so I don't understand why the instant cards we had before didn't trigger this. Unfortunately, I don't have ways to increase my stamina right now. So, well, I tried to unselect it. I think I was going to just add the poison, but it is what it is now. And we are dead. No, so poison... Okay, well, that would have been good to know. That because every other game I've ever played, poison goes through block. So... This is at the beginning of the turn, so I can just kill you with this, right? Assuming it works that way. Oh, wait. Hold up. I think I just screwed up. Well, no. We attack first. So if it works the way I think it does, we attack first. We apply poison. Goes to his turn. Turn starts. He dies. He didn't even take damage. Hey guys, this is Future Ganyonz here. So, after I recorded this gameplay, I ended up doing a couple other runs because I wanted to give this game another couple shots to see if maybe like my first impressions were not completely accurate because it was only my first time seeing cards. Deck builders are a little tough to completely nail down on just one or two runs because you kind of need to understand like the rough meta of the game to understand how decks are properly built, how the resources work, and all that. So I wanted to give it another fair shake. So played another couple, 3 or 4 runs, and also the first time I recorded my final thoughts, they were kind of all over the place again because I was a little confused based on some of the mechanics I saw, based on some of the things that I read and got from the trailer of this game. And so I wanted to kind of I wrote down some of my thoughts, and I'm going to try and do it a little bit more succinctly than the first time, which of course you guys won't hear, but yeah, it was kind of long-winded and kind of like this. So the first thing that I wanted to talk about was the tooltips. I didn't feel like there was enough tooltips. Certain stats just like weren't fully explained. So like we saw in my gameplay, there was the red card bonus, blue card bonus. What was the other one? Was it green or yellow? But there was also like a passive card bonus. So we ended up increasing our stats to get a red card bonus up, which gave us 1 point. But there were some cards that got 1 increase in damage. There were some cards that got 2. So without having a tooltip to say exactly what it is, the number of the bonus was kind of arbitrary. I'm assuming it wasn't a percentage. I thought it would be a flat bonus. But again, like I said, some cards got 1 increased damage, some cards got 2. I'm pretty sure I was correct when we were playing through that the blue number on the card is what gets increased. So you can kind of identify it that way. But there's a lot of flashing colors and different things, right? Like there's a combo keyword that flashes kind of like purple and black. But at the same time, like I couldn't tell if that was just flashing because it's saying, hey, this is a combo card. I couldn't tell it was flashing because I had a combo. In a later run, there's a card that basically, it's like 2 mana. It's an instant with banish, and it creates 3 shuriken. And a shuriken is a free attack that does 7 damage with combo. Now that built up combo to 3 because it makes 3 of them. But I didn't have anything to do with the combo. And that's another thing I wanted to talk about is the starting decks. So after playing a few more decks, the first time I played and the second time, and again, I apologize. I don't remember if I commented on this while I was playing or after the fact. So if I repeat something, I do apologize for that. But I wasn't sure if the starting deck we got, right? It said you rolled the deck. I wasn't sure if it was a random set of cards. It just gave you like however many, 7 or 8 cards, or if it was a little bit more constructed. After looking at a couple more runs, it does look like it's constructed around a theme. So like I ended up playing a deck that was definitely like 100% it was a poison deck, right? It had like 3 or 4 cards that all applied poison. Had like the evade attack, which we got in our run. Had some stealth cards, stuff like that. It was definitely built around poison. I had another one. I'll be honest, I have no idea what it was built around. I think it was supposed to be a stealth deck, but it literally only had 1 attack. It had I think it had a card that let me so it had the treasure map card, which I believe I had in this run as well. It was a instant blood rush card that let you draw a card for 2 stamina. Side note, that card never worked right for me. A lot of times I would have it in my hand, it would say draw 2 cards, and it would only have would only draw me 1 card, and I would have plenty of cards in my deck. So don't know why that wasn't working. But yeah, so basically the deck had like the generate a 4 cost or less that made it cost 0, had the draw card. It had a couple cards that allowed me to stealth. It had a couple cards that gave me armor, and then there was 1 attack. It was just a what was it? Backstab, deal X amount of damage. I think it was like 13, and then cripple 1, right? That deck was so rough to play because I literally only had 1 card to damage my opponent. So that is a pretty big problem. I understand that you're basically what it kind of is it's like the game is throwing, it probably has a pool of like starter decks to pick from, which are probably curated decks out of the entire card pool. And it kind of has a selection of maybe like 10, I don't know, decks that it can randomly throw you. But the decks are not built that great. There were definitely a lot of flaws in the decks that I was playing. Like in the poison deck, a deck that you would assume would play around with block a lot, I had one block card. So basically, I would sit there, I'd poison my opponent, but the problem is the way poison works, the way it would work in a typical game, right? Like let's, again, we're going to look at Slay the Spire, because Slay the Spire is like the go-to, right? Slay the Spire, you poison your enemy. Or let's even get more basic than that. You start your turn. You then play cards. You then pass the turn to your opponent's turn. The poison ticks at the beginning of their turn. So if they're poisoned, they die before they hit you back. In this game, both turns start simultaneously. So whenever there is a turn start effect, whether it is on you or your enemy, it triggers at the same time. You then place your cards in the slots that you want. When combat happens, typically you attack first. It doesn't explain this, but if your enemy is blocking or has a card that has block on it, because I think there was an enemy that had block and attack. So typically, if your opponent is just attacking, you would attack first, giving you the chance to kill them. But I also noticed if they were just blocking, they would block first, which was really annoying because then I could never kill them on the turn I'm trying to kill them because they would block first. But if they also have a block that does damage, they also go first. So I don't really know how the turn order is supposed to work. It was not really consistent for the most part. It was, but there were certain instances that I was just getting smacked first and like dying on my runs because, you know, I thought I could get a final hit in and then it just didn't kill them. There was also a lot of times where the damage on my card wasn't the damage that happened to my opponent, and they had like no buffs on them or anything. Don't know why. So because of that, with a poison deck, what you would expect to do, like again, in most other roguelikes, most other deck builders that I've played, right? Poison triggers at the beginning of the opponent's turn, so if it kills them, they don't get a turn. Not in this case. In this case, it happens at the start. Well, it still happens at the start of the enemy's turn, but because their start of turn and their combat, or let me say this a different way, your poison doesn't happen until after they attack. Basically, in my poison deck that had no block, I was just getting smashed in the face and had to wait till the following turn to poison. I also had I had two separate instances of this where I poisoned. So basically, I poisoned my enemy, right? And the poison was going to kill him. The enemy hit me, obviously, because this was when I figured out how it worked. The enemy hit me. I died because the poison happened at the beginning of his turn. Vice versa, what happened in another run was the enemy poisoned me, or I was poisoned, I should say, because on this turn, I just did a regular attack, killed my enemy, and that was the end of the floor. There were no enemies left, and I should have been safe. It was the last turn before I died to poison, right? I was at like, I don't know, let's say I was at 10 health, and I had 15 poison. I killed the enemy. There were no enemies left. I should have ended the game. It triggered a start of turn and killed me to poison. I have no idea why it should have been done there, but the game decided it just wanted to kill me to poison. So stuff like that was like really frustrating. Not really sure why that was happening, but yeah, kind of a big problem. Game should have ended there, but it didn't. A lot of tool tips and keywords just don't have. Oh right, we were talking about keywords too. Yeah, certain stats just don't have tooltips. I had a helmet that had a bag icon with a 5%. I think it was supposed to increase my carrying capacity, or I think it's weight. But for whatever reason, the carrying capacity I had didn't change. So I don't know if 5% was just too low to actually change the weight percentage, which is super odd. I don't know why you'd have 5%, but there's no other icon in the stat menu with that bag icon, so I have no idea what it was adjusting. Don't know. It was odd. Everything else is a flat number. All of a sudden I get thrown a percentage, an icon. I'm assuming it's carrying capacity, but when I equipped it, it didn't do anything to carrying capacity, but it's the only thing that really makes sense. So I don't know what it does. Wish I could show you, but I wasn't recording this because I was just doing random runs. Instant cards break the game. Basically, any card you can get that has instant on it is better than any other card you can have. It's not even close. Because instant, basically, it changes the... I mean, not even the balance of the game, but it just changes the entire gameplay because you're no longer... I'll be honest, I felt the gameplay was far too slow. Far too slow-paced. The fact that, you know, if you have one enemy, you can only... As long as you don't have cards with instant, you can only play one card a turn. It's far too slow. It takes way too long. And so I had a run where I was literally just like, okay, just every instant card I could get, let's get it. Got a couple stamina boosters, and it played like a regular... It played like a regular deck builder. Yeah. And so especially there was like, I had a card that had, it was an attack that had flat attack and increased by 5 attack for every card played before it. So I literally just got cards that were just like free, draw a card at instant speed, and just kind of chained like, you know, 3 or 4 cards together. And because of my red card passive buff, it was a red card, I could do like 40 damage with 2 stamina. And I didn't really have to do anything because I just set up a bunch of instants before it. So, yeah, if you can get... But at the same time, instants were kind of broken because I had cards that had... shoot, I forget what the mechanic's called now, but it was the bird attack, right? The ravens. A card, it would say like 0 out of 6. You need to have 6... You have to have cast, 6 instant cards on your turn. And then you get to cast this for free. Well, I would cast a card that wasn't instant inherently, but had gained it through a different effect, and it wouldn't trigger that card. I'm assuming that might be a coding issue. But yeah, if it's supposed to happen that way, it was not ever labeled like instant cards that are inherently instant or something like that. So don't really know. But yeah, if you have instant cards, they literally just like break the game in half. Talked about that. I have no idea what the Super Saiyan effect is. I looked multiple times. It kept happening randomly, both to me and my enemies. No idea what it is. Still don't. Crazy. Don't know what it is. So, got to the first boss. Not gonna, like, give it away unless anyone wants to play this. It's not, like, a super big deal. Actually, I will. If you don't want to hear it, whatever. It's not a big deal. Basically, it's a knight. I talked to him all nicely, and I still had to fight him, even though the game said that you might be able to spare enemies. I figured he would be one I could spare because I talked to him nicely. Nope, still had to fight him. Overall, actually was an easier fight than I thought. But that was also the best deck of the best run I had, so that might be why too. Got to the end of the fight. Thought I was done, and then immediately there was a second boss fight. And there was no healing in between. It was just, hey, boss has actually not been killed. We left the map. We proceeded to another area, and then he just like, we killed him. We checked his body. He's like, yep, he's dead. We need to move on. And then he just did a triple flip. It's actually in the trailer. You can see the character. It's like on a bridge. He like triple flipped over me, and he's like, hey, you're not getting away. And then I had to fight another boss fight. It was like, bro, what? And I had 32 health points. This was like first thing. I had no debuffs. He had no buffs. It said he was attacking me for 25. I had no block in my hand. And he hit me and I died. Now, I don't know. 32 minus 25 doesn't equal 0. It wasn't actually 0. I went to minus 17. Don't know how that happened. But yeah, that was kind of sucky. Especially when you go through like all these map decisions and then it's just like, hey, random boss fight. It's like, oh, okay. Would have liked to know that was there. And again, damage was weird. But my big takeaway, right? We could talk about like little things that I didn't like all the time. But big takeaway. when I saw this game and when I was excited about this game, the reason that I was excited was because this was supposed to be a build your own hero game, right? Part of the Steam page says, choose your hero's capabilities, appearance, pick between several distinct classes, use RPG elements, inventory system, now, and take the proper outfit. Now, I am going to caveat this in saying that I understand this is a demo. Some of these features might not be in the game, so, or in the demo right now, I should say. Might not be in the demo. Might be in the actual game. So some of these things might change when the game comes out, but I felt like there was no build your own hero. It was, hey, the game handed me a hero and said, play this. And a lot of that came down to the random deck selection, right? So eventually there's going to be there's going to be other classes, right? I know there's a warrior and a mage, I believe, which you can see in the book of cards in the game itself. Right now there's only one class. And when I play a deck builder, I like to start with a generic deck of cards and then build from there. Because, one, I know that deck might not be the most powerful, but I know what it's going to do, right? Again, we're going to go back to Slay the Spire. Slay the Spire, you start with attacks, blocks, and then you have like 2 cards that are specific to your class, right? To give each class a little bit more identity at the start, so that way they're not all just attacks and blocks. You look at something like Spell Rogue, you have different loadouts, and those loadouts will have different characteristics, but for the most part, they're all kind of in the same vein, right? Typically, you're going to have a dice manipulator, you're going to have an attack, and then you're either going to have like an attack with a debuff or a block or basically a third something, but you pretty much always know what you're getting. You don't have that in this game because the game just kind of hands you a random deck. And this is, of course, my personal preference. There are going to be some people who love that aspect, that they always have a different deck to start. But it was almost like if you went to any of your TCG, any TCG players out there, right? Magic, Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh, whatever. I know if you play like Tournament Magic, you're never going to go get a starter deck, but just follow me here. It's like if you went to Target to buy the latest starter deck for Magic the Gathering, right? You want to buy the Inferno's Blaze, the mono red starter deck, and you want to buy the whatever the water deck is, or water deck, the blue deck. Jesus, I haven't played Magic in forever. Forgive me. I said Pokemon too. That's why I'm confused. It's like you go buy those. And you're like, okay, this is going to have, you expect there, because it's a starter deck or it's a structure deck, you expect there to be a decent curve, a decent amount of mana, you expect there to be a couple removal spells, a couple trick cards, and then like 1 or 2 like boss creatures, right? Like strong creatures. And then you open up and it's like, well, I have, you know, like 10 mana, I have 5 Jackal Pups, I got 6, you know, slightly buffed Jackal Pups, and I have 17 Rancors. You know, like it was a repackage, right? Like somebody opened it up, took all the cards out, and then just put all the crap back in. It's like, well, I mean, it is a deck, like it plays, but it sucks. It doesn't have any kind of cohesion, and that's kind of, obviously this has more cohesion than that, but like I said before, some of the decks that I had just like didn't really do anything. You know, I had a deck with 1 attack in it. I had a poison deck that couldn't defend itself. There's typically with a deck builder, I want to start with nothing and build to something. I want something to either an artifact or a really good card that I find. I want something to build around. I want something to be like, hey, this is really cool. I should probably be building around this, looking for cards that interact with this in a positive way. And maybe you have to change course. But if I start with a deck of 8 cards and 7 of them say poison on it, it's like, well, I can't really change my direction. I mean, you can, but you're going to have like this split deck, which sometimes happens, don't get me wrong. But rather than saying, hey, go ahead and build your deck, it's like, hey, we've built this deck for you. Now go improve it. And to me, that's not how I like to play deck builders. Again, that is, of course, going to come down to personal preference. But it felt to me like I was given a suboptimally already built deck. And I was already starting at a disadvantage because because you have these cards that some of them are inherently powerful, don't get me wrong, but they're not always going to be synergistic or have a solid game plan, it felt like to me. And so because of that, it seems like the designers have balanced the enemies to do like really big damage right at the start, right? But my poison deck with 1 block card, the first 2 skeletons that I went up in the first fight both did a 10x to attack. And I was like, well, I guess I'm taking 40. Like, I'm taking over half my health and there's nothing I can do about it. It was just like, I don't know. It didn't feel the greatest. I don't know, and I'm kind of a little disappointed because the game comes out in, from now, a day, which is not enough time for there to be like significant. It's not like this is a work in progress, right? Like, this is how, I'm assuming this is pretty close to how the game's coming out. So yeah, I don't know. Maybe people feel really different. I don't know. I wanted to talk about this game and explain how I felt. Maybe I'm assuming a lot of people checked out, to be completely honest with you. I've kind of been ranting here. But I don't know. I was excited for this game, and I came out being a lot less excited than I was. I was kind of disappointed. I was hoping this was going to be a really sweet roguelike to play, but I don't know. Maybe the full release will be a little bit different. But yeah, that's it. I'm going to send it back to past Ganyonz. Guys, let me know, what did you think of Deck of Souls? Is this something you would be interested in checking out yourself, or is this one that you would pass on? Let me know. Leave a comment down below in the comment section. If you like this video, leave a like on it and subscribe to the channel for more gaming content. We do all kinds of roguelikes and roguelikes. That was the same word. Roguelikes and roguelites, deck and dice builders, and tactical strategy RPGs, and of course so much more. But guys, for today, I've been Ganyonz. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all next time.